When it comes to discussing the realities of parenting, you can expect some sensitive material and occasional profanity.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Anonymous Mom, a podcast where two childhood friends reconnect to discuss mom life, adulting, and everything in between.
And today we are going to talk about meal prep and the stress that it brings, but the happiness that it brings when it works, because I feel so happy.
I'm a Pisces and this goes completely against my nature.
Oh no, this is heaven when it works for me. Like every Sunday I sit down and try to make a meal prep or meal plan of what we're going to have for the week. And when it turns out is the most amazing thing to me. I feel like so grown up and organized.
I would feel accomplished too. Yes. I'd just rather like eat snacks and watch it on TikTok, like somebody doing it.
Oh no, I get that. Believe me too. But I'm just like, it's like so satisfying to me when like I see my meal plan written out. I'm like, okay, we're going to stick with this. And then
okay, we're going to dive into it, but I do have an update.
Okay.
I went in public without a bra. I did your tank top thing.
Yay.
Now, granted, I also had a sweatshirt on.
Hey, that's fine. No shame. I mean, it's baby steps.
I did it. And I did. It felt so good. And so it reminded me because it was actually an old Forever 21 tank top I found. I put that on, put on my hoodie. For 2 days in a row, I did it.
See?
But I have to get more tank tops that are tight. So most of my tank tops are flowy. So it doesn't work. With this, tried doing it and I looked in the mirror and I go, absolutely not. That's not happening.
Yeah.
So I do have to go to Old Navy or Forever 21 and get some nice, tight tank tops. And I'm just going to do it. T-shirt, tank top. I can do both. Let them fly. Well, not fly. They're still in place. Just let them be comfortable.
Exactly. Don't restrain them.
So yeah, I do recommend it. Thank you for your
you're welcome, man. I mean,
guidance.
I typically only wear them on Wednesdays and Thursdays when I work. Other than that, I'm like, nope, not putting a bra on today.
Oh my Lord. So meal prepping. So you do this.
Yes. I love doing it. Like it's something that I enjoy doing. I like trying new recipes. I do most of the cooking in our house and I do enjoy cooking. So
I love cooking too. I used to do that HelloFresh.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but it's pricey for my
well,
my
and yes, and I've never done it, so I don't know what it's like. I think it's something I would like to try, but I also too I
would try it.
So my problem is, so what my problem is that like the reason why my meal prep doesn't always work is because there's certain days where I'm just crabby and I'm like, I just want fucking Culvers. And then I go off the meal plan and then I'm like, okay,
this would be good.
Because you have to use it in a certain amount of time. That's my thing.
You do, but the thing is so you can get 1 meal or 2 meals a week.
Okay.
And so instead of going to Culver's, you just get the stuff. So it comes like in a bag. Well, it comes in a box, but then there's separate bags for each, however many days you get. You get the recipe card and you have everything that you need and only what you need. Each meal takes maybe 20 minutes at the most. So if you like cooking and you want something that's not in your meal plan, it's great because you go through the week before, you pick out from all of the different meals they have. If you only want it like once or twice a week for your family, you pick how many people are in your family. It has just the portions that you need. I loved it. And I always do it once I can.
She really liked it.
It feels good.
Yeah, I think I would love to try it, but no, I love meal planning. Like I do love it. Coming home from work on the days that I'm at work, I know what I need to do. Yep. So it's not like the biggest thing that gives me anxiety is not knowing what we're going to have for dinner. If I have something in the crock pot, and I come home it's like this, like, I don't have to do anything.
For sure.
Like,
I need to buy a new crock pot. My problem is, so we're going to get into it because I didn't realize that there's so many different varieties of meal prepping. But for me, working in restaurants as long as I did, it gives me anxiety because I always feel like I need to have a variety. Like we can't eat the same thing 2 days in a row. But when it comes to her lunches, it's very meal preppy like. I'll make a sandwich and I'll cut it in half and then I'll put the other one in the fridge for the next day. And it's peppers and snap peas and carrots and I'll switch those out, and like it's a quick pack of that. So she'll have a vegetable, she'll have a fruit, and she'll have a sandwich.
Oh, look at you.
And it's like, I need to do that with myself though, too, for lunch. Because then I get to lunch and I'm like, fuck. And then I buy stuff that I don't end up using. I'm trying to get back into soup, but then it's like all of the pre-made stuff is so full of preservatives and sodium. And I mean, I look at the sodium on some stuff and I'm just like, holy shit. So I want to get into that making soup because she's not a fan of soup. I hope one day that she'll get back into it, but soup and rice, she's just not into right now. And so she used to like rice when she was younger. And now she's like, rice is not for kids.
Rice is not for kids.
Yeah, she told me that.
That's fucking hilarious. Rice is not for kids.
That's not kids' food. Rice is not for kids. And I go, since when?
Oh my God, I would have tried it. So I'd be like, sorry.
It's not for kids.
It's not for adults.
Yeah, oh my God. So one time, so she really likes dates.
What?
Okay, so I do think there is something to the fact that I pureed all of her baby food. She had nothing but fresh fruits and vegetables. And she was, Mom. Yes, I am. And there is something to it because that girl will eat a pepper and be happy as a clam.
Yeah,
and like toasted chickpeas and
my girls like all that stuff. I think it's like so. The girls, because they had such bad poop issues, we would constantly have prunes in the house and they would eat prunes like they were going out of style. And then finally I'd be like, you can't eat so many prunes, you're gonna shit your pants. And
you are gonna go in public and shit your pants.
And I've done that before and you don't want to do that.
We do need to have a shitting pants
we still gotta be an episode.
Don't worry, coming soon.
Do you think with the meal prepping
wait, let me finish my story though.
Sorry.
So with dates, so I found these dates at the grocery store and they were chopped up dates with like powdered sugar. And I was like, oh, she's going to love these. So I put them in her lunch because she has this little hole for dips.
Yeah.
And I just put some dates in there. And she comes home and she looks at me and she goes, Mom, what was that? And I go, oh, buddy, I'm like, it was chopped up dates. And she goes, never put that in my lunch again. I'm like, what do you mean? She goes, never put that in my lunch again. I go, honey, you love dates. And she goes, I was laughed at. Never.
Was laughed at?
Yes. Because she's like, it looked like poop. It looked like little turds.
They do look like poop.
It looked like little turds. Please never put those in my lunch again. I go, okay, I will not. I'm like, that's an at-home snack. So clearly you got ridiculed because holy shit.
She put you in your
never put those in my lunch again.
I love that kid.
I know she's one of a kind. But yeah, so meal prepping, please.
I can't over meal prep because then when I do, that's when I get like, if you're already doing it in one part of your life, I would have a hard time like doing it. I don't meal prep for lunch. No, not at all. That's where I think I eat the shit.
Is it only dinner?
It's only dinner. Yeah, I don't meal prep for anything else. And that's probably why like I'm like, oh, let's have Melios. Let's have, you know.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, like with salads, it's like, how much can you meal prep? But that's so we're going to get into the different type of meal preppies because like there are things that in my mind don't fit with my conception of meal prepping.
Okay, let's
that
dive
are
into
actually
that because I'm curious
meal
what
prepping.
All these meal prepping is.
Yeah. So first let's do the benefits because I need some motivation to actually want to do this. And I found an article from everydayhealth.com, which will be linked, but they have some supposed scientific reasons, which whatever. This is an easy one or an obvious one. Meal prepping can save money because when you're only purchasing what you need, it prevents food waste and ultimately saves you money. I struggle with this. I want to eat fresh so much that I just buy too much fresh stuff.
Right.
And then I end up throwing it away. With making a grocery list, it made me realize I don't remember the last time I made a grocery list. And I used to.
So I make a grocery list, but I also too, like if I shop at Hy-Vee, it already has everything like preloaded in my cart of like things that I buy often.
Nice.
Yeah. So like, that's why I love that. Because I typically buy almost all the same stuff. And then when I have a recipe that I want to do, then I add that to the cart. But that's a thing with Hy-Vee. I'm sure other places do it too, but that's why I love Hy-Vee. It's preloaded in my cart.
Cool. And research also suggests that a busy schedule is one of the top reasons why people choose takeout meals. And I can confirm this.
I mean, yeah. Thanks, research, because Captain Obvious.
Captain Obvious was the head of research for this.
Yeah, come on.
Maybe people who don't have busy schedules don't realize this and they just had to let people know that. People eating their bonbons on their couch. While it seems time consuming for people with busy schedules, it can actually reduce time because you're piling it all in at one time and doing all the dishes at once versus having to do it every day.
Yes. Well, I know people who like meal prep on Sundays. That's what they do on a Sunday.
When I see it like that with just the two of us, I could really only make 2 to 3 meals and that would be enough because
it's all doable. It's just fucking hard.
Well, it's the motivation.
Yeah.
And so that's why we need these, there needs to be motivation to do something, and routine is important, but it goes against my nature to be rigid.
Yeah.
With routine. But I know the benefits, for her too, she never complains about, knock on wood. She never complains about her lunch besides the time I put the dates in.
It's the poop.
Besides the time I embarrassed her with little turds in her lunch. It's that idea is God, is she going to eat it if it's something we've already had? But that's all in my head. And I just, like I said, I think it's from being a server and this idea that there has to be something different every meal, every day. And No, and
I think I think a lot of people, they get bored with the same thing all the time. So having choices, I don't know how many times we'll be okay, we need a new recipe because we're having tater tot casserole, cheesy potatoes and ham, spaghetti, taco. It's the same thing.
This is the perfect time to get into meal prepping in winter because crock pot stuff.
Yes.
And so that's the other thing too. It's with pasta and stuff, it weirds me out meal prepping it. So let's get to the different types of meal prepping.
Yep.
There's make-ahead meals, which are full cooked meals in advance, which can be refrigerated and reheated at meal times. So this is particularly handy for dinner time meals.
Okay.
So then there's also batch cooking, which is making a very large batch of a specific recipe and then splitting it into individual portions to be frozen and eaten over the next few months. And this is popular for lunch and dinner. And I could get behind that if I had a variety.
Right.
So I would have to do 3 batches within a day or 2 time frame, I guess, for me to get into that. I definitely could do that. Now, individually portioned meals is preparing fresh meals and portioning them into individual grab and go portions to be refrigerated and eaten over the next few days. So this is where I think with salad, buying all that shit you need for your salad, portioning it out, and then dumping it all in your salad, at lunchtime.
Right.
So that's the prepping of the fresh stuff. And this is also reminding me, I just need to have more glass containers. I need to get some that are specific to meal sizes. And then there is ready to cook ingredients, which is kind of what the last one was, but this is prepping the ingredients required for specific meals ahead of time. So having just chopped garlic in a container, having chopped onion in a container, all that stuff is just ready to dump in the pot. So all of this information was from Healthline, which I'll also have linked. They explain that the method that will work best for you depends on your goal and your daily routine, which is important because I think a lot of people deter from meal prepping because me, when you brought this up, it was I had a very specific idea of what it meant.
Right.
And there's a variety of it. So there's something that you'll gravitate more towards. And from week to week. One week you might want to make this batch meal, and then the next one you might want to just buy a bunch of garlic and onions, things that you can throw into a variety of meals.
Right. I've done all of the shit. It's just consistently doing it. That's the problem. I dabble in trying everything, but it's the consistency.
Would it help with a calendar? If you had a calendar and it was this Sunday I'm going to do batch.
I just don't like to plan that far ahead. Sorry. To me, that seems lame to be oh, what are you doing this week? Oh, it's Sunday.
I know, but that's the whole point of this stuff.
I want to be spontaneous, and maybe I want to go Sunday Fun Day, and Sunday Fun Day does not consist of fucking prepping meals.
So that's why I think the freezer ones are best for.
Well, so one thing that I did, which was awesome, and it was put on by a multi-level marketing company, but you did a crock pot party. She gave you all the ingredients to bring. Mm-hmm. And you made 8 to 10 crock pot meals, and you made them and then you froze them. You brought them home, put them in your freezer, labeled them, and then there was the instructions on it. It was amazing. I felt so awesome that I had these 8 to 10 things that I could just go. It was awesome. But I want to do that with our friends. Do a crock pot Sunday thing. It just seems fun, and we can hang out and drink wine and make crock pot meals.
Yeah, I just picture getting really gassy. Right when you said that, that's just what my mind went to, is just man, I'm going to get so gassy. That's another thing too, like you said, with the boring, because there are people where the make ahead breakfast might work better if you have a busy morning.
Right.
And then there's some people where their morning isn't as important as the evening because they're just exhausted, But then too, it's how much effort are you putting into breakfast? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think breakfast, I think, sure. But I feel for me, we have frozen waffles, frozen pancakes, and cereal. And I just give her the option. I always have fresh fruit that I just dump into. So either I dump it on the plate with the pancakes and waffles, or I dump it in the bowl with the cereal.
Yeah.
And I guess, kind of meal prepping that I have the fruit. I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say, yeah, if you're cutting it all up, I feel like that's meal. I mean, that's prepping. It's prepping it to eat. I don't know, like watching the grapes and
And so like we did bring this up, but the different meal prepping methods can be mixed and matched. So I think in our heads we have this
idea of
there's one way,
yeah.
and that's the way you have to do it. Healthline too, they suggest that experiment with all of them. So even if one doesn't seem like it's going to jive well with you, try all of them and then see which one makes more sense for you and your family. Because for me, prepping ingredients makes a lot of sense, but also doing the prepping of freezing, but having a variety of it will work really good for my lunchtime, because since I generally work during my lunch break,
and you work from home,
save on time, it's easier for me to quick heat something up. Also, I guess though too, because I want to eat fresh, chopping up all the ingredients and having them just in containers is also makes sense. That's the thing that I'm getting to in my head, is there's this idea that it has to be so rigid,
right?
And it doesn't
no.
Because that's what deters, I think, probably most people from it, is like, variety is the spice of life, damn it,
right.
You know, and it just sounds blah. But that's why I really, like I said, why I liked HelloFresh is because it gives you variety, but also the discipline of having to cut everything out. But having nothing left over.
On a Monday, I make dinner. Tuesday, I'll make dinner. And then Wednesday's usually leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
And then Thursday, we'll do like a eat out sort of a thing. So like get like to go somewhere or something. And then Friday and Saturday, Sunday, I don't really meal prep. But
yeah.
I mean, so that's to me what like...
That is your interpretation.
That is my interpretation of that's just like meal planning. I'm just planning to hopefully stick to my plan. Meal prep, I guess
meal planning you is just making dinner. So we've unraveled that meal prepping is actually just Crystal
I've totally
making
been
dinner.
Lying to people that I meal prep. I just meal plan and make dinner.
Oh my god!
Oh, secrets out of the bag.
This is a challenge that you're gonna do too. Then we are gonna try all of these types of meal prepping.
Okay.
And we'll have a follow-up, because now that I know that meal prepping to you is only just
planning
having
meals.
A plan for dinner. We are.
How many people think that I am the way I think?
She's so dedicated. On Sundays, she's just like chopping up some vegetables, and she's got her recipes here.
Nope.
Lies.
I just write shit down on a piece of paper and hope it works out.
Oh my god. But yeah, there's a crock pot. Actually, I might go back to Pick and Save because they have a crock pot on sale. It was $60, now it's only $30, so I might have to go back and get it. Because sorry to cut you off, but I went back up and scrolled up to the TikTok thing, and I will say the amount of recipes that I've gotten off of TikTok now, and like my kids send me recipes. Really? They're watching TikTok. Like the other day they sent me one and it was really fucking good. Like it was really, really good. It was chicken. So you put chicken and rotel and 2 cans of cream of chicken and a bunch of spices in the crock pot. You cook it all day long. And then after so many hours, you like shred up the chicken, put in some sour cream, shredded cheese, and then make spaghetti or cook the spaghetti and then drain it and put the spaghetti in the crock pot and you mix it all together. It was so good. We actually had leftovers of it. Have they ever sent you the insane ones though, where it's like, what the fuck is this person doing?
No, they know better. I feel like my mom would never freaking do that.
Those are so funny though, because it's just like there's people who do basically parody recipes.
Yeah, I follow those ones where like, no, that's not gonna work. No.
Apparently
why are you doing all this? Oh yeah, like why are you doing all this work for? Yeah, so I actually on Saturday when I was having my mental health Saturday, I watched TikToks half the day and looked at meals and texted all of these TikTok videos to myself so that now I have all these recipes that I'm going to try.
All right, now we're even getting even more into it. So not only do you not actually meal prep, you're just watching TikTok.
Thought I was really meal prepping. I'm just telling myself lies. I'm not lying to everybody. I'm just telling myself lies. It's meal prepper, but I actually, I'm just watching TikToks.
All right, challenge though. So now we are both going to do.
I feel like that is
we're gonna try all of these. So we're gonna try make ahead meals. We're gonna try batch cooking, individually portioned and ready to cook.
Okay.
I'm not saying we have to do it like right now. I'm just saying though that we're gonna do it.
Okay.
Let's wait till the holidays. January.
We started January.
September next year is no, just kidding.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be better to do December 1st because it is busy. So it might actually be better for us.
To have all that stuff. Yes. Okay. So
one a week.
Month of December. Yes. The month of December.
We're going to do it.
Well, we could even do like the freezing ones. We could do 2.
Yeah, we can do two
in combine them. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Cause we don't want to be rigid about it.
Yeah. Anybody who wants to, maybe we should do like a little group for this. Who wants to come and join us do this?
Yeah, because this will come out in enough time. So challenge accepted. On the episode, we'll do it like a start date, and people can
we'll do it as
tell us which one worked best, or if there's certain techniques. Because even chopping garlic and shit, I'm seeing that there's certain ways to do it that's way easier.
I buy it in the jar.
The whole point of this is to get rid of preservatives and sodium, because like sodium is a preservative.
I know, but you're way healthier than I am when it comes to that stuff.
One thing though that my mom taught me, when we think of frozen vegetables, you think of like broccoli and stuff like that, but now they have peppers and mushrooms and carrots. During COVID, that actually came out about, is it better to buy fresh or frozen, especially if you're going to dump shit in a crock pot and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Buying frozen vegetables is healthier because they're washed, they're prepared, and then they're instantly frozen.
Like the flash freeze, whatever they call that.
Flash freeze. And so then too, it's not leaching onto the
bags. Yeah.
Well, because I mean, like you think about that too, because like a lot of these quick meals are in these plastic pouches and you're microwaving it and all that plastic's leaching onto your food and like things like that. And again, the preservatives, sodium's one of the biggest preservatives there is. And so the amount of sodium that's in stuff is crazy that you don't even realize. But yeah, buying frozen, like if you go look at the frozen section, it's interesting how much stuff they have now that's frozen. For frozen, yeah. Like onion is a big one.
So I actually buy the big bag of onions, and when I make something, I typically just cut them all up and individually. So I kind of meal prep. I dabble. I dabbled in it because I do that. I do, if I've got an onion, then I cut the whole bag up and put it in. I do, however, put it in plastic Ziploc bags. If you haven't noticed already, I am more of the not as what do we say? Environmentally friendly as or bleep that out. She's more of the healthier version of.
Well, maybe they'll have a Black Friday sale where you can get some of those glass containers
and not use my Ziploc bags.
But you have to be careful because even those glass containers, if they don't say they're free of certain things, you don't know. So
if I buy my glass at the dollar store, I buy glass.
Yeah, no, you're definitely buying crystal lead filled stuff. But anyways, do you have anything else to say about meal planning?
No.
Meal prepping?
I mean, I've totally been thinking I'm meal planning over here. Just planning meals out. Oh, the lies I've been telling myself.
We've learned that you have a misconception of what it means.
Yep.
We've learned so many things today.
We have learned a lot today with this meal prep episode.
Okay, so hummus. I love hummus, and it's not that hard to make. So that's something that we really need to think about. It's like getting over that hump of we get too in our head. We start thinking about it, and then we don't do it. Mm-hmm. When I don't think about it and I just do it like, all right, I'm doing it. It's really not that hard. It's this.
But that's everything in life. It's like working out. It's like drinking more water. It's like, it's so dumb. Like the motivation that we get in our own head for fucking everything. Like we make everything harder than what. That's why you have to be spontaneous. Because if you just do it, you won't.
You're talking yourself out of meal prepping. So we're doing this in December, and we encourage everybody to give it a shot with us. And also, since this will be out before then, if you have any helpful hints.
Yes, if you actually do this
do this,
please
help us.
Yes, let us know little tricks. Like we're all about I want tricks of how to do this. I want to get those things I see on the infomercial where you put in the onion and you slam it down and it cuts.
I have one in my.
Ooh, of course you do. It's an infomercial.
Duh. And I also, though, it is in my cabinet and I have used it once. So that's another thing is those things you tell yeah. And then when it comes to actually using it, I get my knife out every single time.
Yeah. I mean, it's that old school way. I probably do the same thing. I just want it so that when I do want to try it.
Because then you have to clean all the stuff that goes with it.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. That's all the time we have.
Yeah. And thanks for listening.
Talk to you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Anonymous Mom.
Check out video episodes over on YouTube.
Have a question you want answered or a topic you'd love for us to discuss?
Email us at anonymousmompod@gmail.com. Or if you want to remain anonymous, join our Facebook group, Anonymous Mom, where you can post your topic or question anonymously.
Thanks for listening.